Hi, this is Denise from Paint & Party. I'm going to do a tutorial of the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Butterfly that you saw at the beginning of the video. And I'll have the tools and materials used in the bottom in the comments. Hope you enjoy it and can use it this holiday season. Okay, the first thing I'm going to use is this brown rainbow. It's the skin palette kind of from Face Paint Forum Shop. If you want to buy one ready-made, but I just kind of use the colors I already had on hand. You want the dark color up at the top towards the outside of the butterfly wing, and you want the lightest color in the corner towards the eye. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice edge there. Okay, so then you're going to take number 10 Filbert, just like a medium-sized Filbert, and wipe it off on your towel so it's kind of dry. You don't want a lot of paint for this effect, because what we're going to do is do kind of a frosty, furry effect on the outside edges. So I got my brush pretty dry. I'm going to even dry it off a little bit more on the cake, and that way it won't be too strong of a thing. So I'm going to start a little bit higher than the round and just do like the outside edges, and see how you get that little kind of streaky look. That's what we're going for. That's why you don't want your brush too wet. So if it is too wet, you might wipe it off on the towel just to get rid of some of that paint. And then I'm just kind of going back over it just to fill in a little bit. So let's do the same on the bottom. Do that first one maybe a little bit longer, and then do the last one a little bit longer. And then just fill in. Okay, I'm going to do that on the other side. Let's do one right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay, now the next thing, while you still got this Filbert, this one's going to be a regular load because we're going to do the antlers and then give them a chance to dry so that we can go over with them with the red. Okay, so we're going to start about even with the tear duct right here, kind of at an angle, and then just let your brush naturally turn and make a nice teardrop. I'll do the same on the other side and see how the brush just kind of naturally turns. Okay, so I've got two teardrops, and then I'm going to follow kind of this angle right here and put another little antler right here. Okay. Okay, cute. Now that'll give those a chance to dry before we go on to the next step. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the holly leaves here in the center and have them come up out of the middle. So I'm just using a snake cake. The metallic snake cake is really pretty, or your favorite leaf cake. I'm going to pick up just a little bit. Let's see if I can get this in camera. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that darkest color on the tip of my, I'm using a 1/2 inch angled shader. Now I'm going to start here in the middle. And the way I like to do holly is so that I know which direction it's going if it fits on the face, is I like to do a leaf first. Does that make sense? So I'm going to do a leaf shape first because that's easier for me. And then that kind of gives me a guideline for the pokey parts of the holly. So I'm going to come up and do, see, this makes it a little bit easier for me. And then end at the same point you had with the leaf. And I'm going to do the bottom. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the berries here in the middle and a little nose. So what I love to use for like any round shape is the same petal brush that I'm a big fan of. Okay, and while I've got that red on there on my brush. I'm going to make a nice little circle. And the smaller you make this, the more feminine it will be. So we're going to fill that in. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the stripes. Your white should be dry by now, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and do the stripes. So if you'll notice, I'm following that original teardrop and then I'm going the opposite direction with these other two. Good. Okay, now while I've got this brush, all I'm going to do is just rinse it off in my brush bath. And then I'm going to use it to make some little kind of Bambi dots. I don't know what you call them. The cute little deer spots. Okay. And if you want to, you can add some little highlights on the leaf. I like it. There's some little dots. Okay, now you could, if you wanted to, this is really cute just the way it is. The light's not doing it very much justice, but it would look really cute without the outline if you had to stop at this point. But let's go ahead and finish that up. So on this part, I'm going to just take a little swipe in and then just make some cute little scallops to finish off the outside edge. If you want, you can come back and fill in these just so you get that nice finished. And then just come up part way. Don't try to go all over into the center. Run into a lot of bumpies that way. And this gives it more light, airy feel. Okay, I'm going to do this other side. Okay, so I've done both sides. So now I'm going to, just to kind of bounce it out a little bit, I'm going to add a few little black dots right here with the white ones. Just kind of turn your brush sideways and make little ovals wherever you've done the white dots. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm trying to be a good girl and use my pinky to steady my paint hand when I outline. And then the coup de grace, the nose. Okay, so here's the finished design. I was going to show you how to add some glitter if the design has dried. And I've done this in other videos too. But here's a smoothie blender, which I love. I own dozens of them for star blends and other things. And then you just mist, and I have a mister that has quite a fine mist too, so if yours comes out faster, then maybe hold it back a little bit, but you just mist it. Okay, actually you can do both sides, that way I don't have to go back and dip it back in. Okay, and so you just make sure you knock off the excess, but you can actually go in the design and tap like right on the design, and that little teeny bit of water that you put on the smoothie will activate the paint just enough for the glitter to stick to, and it turns out very sparkly. So I'm going to get a little bit more on and go up by up in the holly area. You just kind of have to avoid the black so you don't get a stamped design. Hi, here's the final design. A little bit of eyelashes out to the side if you want to add some eyelashes and maybe some eyeliner. You could use some glitter gel to highlight the holly and the berries and finish off with some lipstick if you want. It just depends on how much time you have and what your venue is. Hope you enjoy this design for the holiday season. Thanks.